Are you wondering what to do in Colorado Springs? These 50 things will take you from just visiting to living like a local.
And truly, you're going to want to check off every item on this list, from breathtaking views to mouth-watering eats. This is your ultimate Colorado Springs bucket list.
We've got a combined 50 years living in Colorado Springs, and we went through this list meticulously to pick the must-do activities and places to eat. Let's go check them out.
Picture yourself surrounded by colossal red rocks that jump straight out of the ground over 300 feet, all with Pikes Peak beset as a crown jewel in the background. That's Garden of the Gods. There's over 1,500 acres and 15 miles of hiking trails. There's not another city park like this in the U.S. This place is incredible. So whether you're a climber looking to scale those 300-foot rock walls, or a family just looking to take a nice, easy stroll in a beautiful place, this park is for you. Even after 20 years of living here, I am still awestruck every time that I go into the park. So make sure you check it out. Hey, are you thinking about making Colorado Springs your home? We help families like yours move here every day. You can call or email us anytime. All our information's down below.
Pikes Peak. I would say the largest thing that people think of when they think of Colorado Springs, 14,115 feet. And there are many ways to get to the top of Pikes Peak. You can hike up it, bar trail. You can drive up it on the Pikes Peak Highway. You could ride a mountain bike up it. They have a car race that goes up it. There's even a marathon race that goes to the top of it and back down. Pikes Peak is just what people think of when they think of Colorado Springs. It's America's mountain. So whether you like to get out and just hike around, or you like to take pictures, just love photography, whatever it is, when you think of the Colorado Rockies, you're thinking of Pikes Peak, and that's right here in Colorado Springs.
Red Rock Canyon Open Space, you can think of this as the local secret Garden of the Gods. It's got the same Red Rock beauty, but with way less of the crowds. This is where the locals go to get all of their adventure without all of the crowds. There are 11 marked trails all throughout and over 1,400 acres inside of this park, all for hiking, mountain biking, walking the dog, climbing, whatever it is that you want to do in this space. It's such a beautiful space. This is where my wife and I actually went and took our engagement photos. So just 5 minutes south of Garden of the Gods, if you want to avoid the crowds, Red Rock Open Space is your spot.
This is the iconic Cog Railway here in Manitou Springs, just at the base of the incline. Now you can drive to the top of Pikes Peak, or you can take a casual ride up this beautiful red train. Now it's gonna take a couple hours to get to the top, but when you get there, there is a visitor center with donuts and coffee. Now, getting up there at that speed is gonna make the elevation hurt just a little bit, so be prepared, drink plenty of water the day before, and don't forget to charge your camera. Now, within Colorado Springs, probably the first big hike that I ever did when I moved here was up North Cheyenne Canyon. So you take Cheyenne Boulevard, which kind of just weaves right into the mountains, and it's super steep canyon walls. It's so beautiful. And this is a free area, which we love free. But something that you've got to know is that the parking is pretty tough. A lot of it is like kind of on the street parking, sort of, but only in designated areas. There's very, very small parking lots. It is really tight. There's bikers, there's hikers, there's a lot of activity going on. So be very careful when you go up there. Helen Hunt Falls, this big 35-foot waterfall. It's super easy access. It's so beautiful. My favorite is Muskoka Trail. It's a little bit steeper, but it's only 4 miles round trip. So it's not long, but gives you incredible views of all of North Cheyenne Canyon.
If you want to feel like you've escaped the city and gotten into a rugged mountain landscape, Palmer Park is definitely your spot. This 730-acre park was gifted to the city by its original owner, General William Palmer, hence the name Palmer Park. There's over 25 miles of trails in this city park. 25 miles in the middle of the city. That is insane. All for hiking, biking, horseback riding, running the trails. You can do so much in this park. Families love this park too because there's playgrounds and open fields and disc golf course. There's so much available in this park right in the middle of the city. The elevation tops out in this park at around 6,400 feet. So at spots like the Grandview Overlook, you get 360-degree views all the way around the entire city, all the way out to the Eastern Plains and all the way back to Pikes Peak. It's an incredible place. This is one of my favorite places to take my dog for a walk on a Sunday afternoon because easy trails, easy hike, and Sunday views. You can't beat it.
Ute Valley Park. Now, you know that Colorado Springs has a ton of city parks around town, but Ute Valley Park is one of my favorite. When I lived on the west side of Colorado Springs, I went to Ute Valley Park all the time. There's miles and miles of trails. And when I say park, we're talking about 538 acres of right on the front range. I don't want to say wilderness because it is in town, but it feels like you're in the mountains when you get into Ute Valley Park. So like I said, whether you like to mountain bike, you want to go for a run, you just want to take the dog for a walk, or you just want to go just have a scenic Saturday, Ute Valley Park's amazing. The location and proximity right in Colorado Springs, but like I said, you have this uplift of some kind of the hogback sandstone that's getting uplifted all along the front range is what makes the red rocks, and you see it in Garden of the Gods. You see that in Ute Valley Park to some degree too. And like I said, right in the middle of town, 538 acres.
Now, if you want to see the best views all in one go in Colorado Springs, then you've got to go to Section 16 Trail, which is also called the Palmer Trail. It's about a 5.5-mile loop, which is not terrible, but you are going to want to bring some water on this one because that can actually take you a little bit longer than you're anticipating. Now, the first mile is it's not steep, but it's a little more exposed. You're kind of more on the red rocks, and then you start getting into the trees, and then it's just a really nice casual loop. But you're going to be able to get killer views of Garden of the Gods, Red Rocks Open Space, and all the front peaks. Like, you cannot beat this trail. It's super casual. It's super nice. And to be honest, you're probably just going to want to bring some picnic stuff and clean up everything that you bring out there.
Fox Run Regional Park. Now, if you live up on the north side of Colorado Springs, up towards Monument, northern El Paso County, or that's the part of town you're going to be visiting or maybe staying with somebody in, Fox Run Regional Park, it's a must-go-to. It's a regional park of 417 acres. So, like you would think with a lot of regional parks in our area, lots of trails to go for a run, walk, hike, mountain bike, whatever it is. Although I will say Fox Run is probably not the best place to go mountain biking as I'm thinking about the trails. But for running, walking, all that, it's a great place to go. There's multiple playgrounds there. So if you have kids, little kiddos, they want to go run around in the field, throw the football around a little bit, or you want to go hit up the playground equipment, there's multiple playgrounds so it doesn't get too crowded. There's a little dog park area. There's even a lake and a gazebo there. So Fox Run Regional Park, if you're on the north end of town and you want some just outdoor Colorado sunshine, that's one you definitely got to check out. Black Forest Regional Park. Now, this is one of my personal favorites because I live in Black Forest, so it's close by. This is right at the corner of Milam and Shoup Road. It's a huge regional park. Like for all these parks that we talk about in Colorado, ton of outdoor stuff to do, right? There's a lot of trails you can hike on. There's some tennis courts there. I think maybe a couple of them have been transitioned to pickleball courts now. You've got the playground for the kids to play on. Like I said, there's a huge field there if you want to go play some ultimate frisbee, whatever it might be. So the Black Forest Regional Park is a great option for people that live far northeast Colorado Springs, out in that Black Forest area. You don't want to drive back in. You don't want to drive to the west side of town for a lot of the big parks over there. It's a great option. One thing I am going to say is when the Black Forest fire came through about 11 years ago, it burnt a lot of the park. So as you're out there on the trails, you'll definitely see you're walking through a lot of almost looks like wasteland to a large degree, but there are still certain sections that are in the trees. So definitely check out Black Forest Regional Park, but don't be surprised when you get out there. And a lot of it, you'll see those burnt trees and maybe just not the most appeal to it. But when you're in that area with the burnt trees, turn around and look back to the west. Pikes Peak, beautiful views. The Paint Mines Interpretive Park. Now, you're probably thinking, what the frickin' heck is that? Well, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's a park that is east of Calhoun, Colorado. So we're talking about 30 to 40 minutes east of Colorado Springs. And I remember this little flashback here. When I was a geology undergrad student at Colorado State University, we did a field trip there. It's the first time I ever went there. So the interpretive paint mines is different layers of clay soil that, because of the different rate of iron oxidation, has very distinct colors. So it's cool. You walk down through these little gullies and you're looking at this erosion and you're looking at these clay layers of pink, yellow, greens, blue hues. It's pretty cool. Now, a lot of people might walk out there and think, I don't even know what I'm out of here for. This is actually kind of boring. But It is out in the open. So again, you're east of Colorado Springs. So you're out in the prairie, but there's, like I said, there's these gullies and couloirs that kind of cut down into the ground. And that's where you're walking through. So there's a lot of trails out there, no trees. You are all out in the open. So if you go in the summertime, definitely make sure you take a hat and some sunscreen. But honestly, it's worth a 30-minute drive to go check it out.
Now, if you're in town and you're just looking for something quick on your lunch break, but you got to get outside and get some fresh mountain air, Monument Valley Park is definitely the place for you. It is right by Colorado College, so there's tons of sports fields. But in Monument Valley Park, there's 2 miles of very shaded, paved, nice walking trails. It's an amazing place to get outside and eat your lunch, take that phone call, doom scroll Instagram, whatever floats your boat. There's also a bunch of ballparks and ball fields there. So if you're looking for something outside of just that lunch break, it's a great place to come and bring the dog and walk around as well. This might be the best dog park in the entire United States. Bear Creek Regional Park, which is a 575-acre open space, which is just incredible in and of itself, with obviously tons of biking, hiking, walking, running, jogging, whatever floats your boat. But the real focus is the dog park. We used to drive 45 minutes across town just to get to this dog park because it's 10 acres off leash. There's an agility zone. There's a creek that runs through it. There's so much space. There's trails that go all the way back through the woods. Like, I feel like I've never seen happier dogs in my life. So Bear Creek Regional Park, specifically the dog park, is for sure a place to take your pups.
Have you ever fed a giraffe at eye level on a mountainside? Well, here at Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, you can do exactly that. It's one of America's highest zoos and one of its most unique zoos. So being perched at over 6,700 square feet, you get panoramic views of the city and Cheyenne Mountain all throughout the park. At Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, there's over 750 animals, from grizzly bears to lions to hippos and penguins. It's one of the most incredible zoos I've ever been to. In fact, it's consistently ranked at number 2 in the US by USA Today. So bonus tip, make sure that you check out events like Boo at the Zoo, Christmas lights at the zoo, or one of their really special events that my wife and I have gone to for years, Moonlight on the Mountain. It's an incredible time where they open up the zoo at night and all these local artisans and craft vendors come in. Live music is being played all throughout the venue. It's an incredible space and you don't want to miss it. The Seven Falls is tucked into this 1,200-foot box canyon. It's going to get your heart racing in more ways than one. With 224 steps up to the top of the waterfall, your reward is beautiful scenery and beautiful views down the falls below. Don't worry if you don't want to climb the 224 steps up to the waterfall. They actually have a mountainside elevator there at the bottom for you to be able to ride all the way to the top. Either way, the water on your face is so invigorating in the summertime, and it's a really nice summer escape to be able to get inside this shadowy canyon and experience these waterfalls. It's ran by the Broadmoor, so the experience is really well kept. There's a restaurant at the bottom, and there's even a zip line course in case you want even more adventure. For anyone who loves nature, this one is a must visit.
Now, if you're up for a challenge, this next one is maybe the most challenging thing on this entire list. We have this thing called the incline. It's effectively the stairway to the Rocky Mountain heaven, 2,768 steps across 1.1 miles. It is a stairway right up the side of the mountain, kind of the start of Pikes Peak, actually. And it is wild. It is very, very challenging, extremely difficult. The elevation's gonna kick your butt. Now, pro tip, where we like to park is Hiawatha Gardens, which is down in Manitou Springs proper. And then we just hop on a little free shuttle. It takes us up, your heart's pounding, you're nervous, you're freaking out, but you just get up there with your water and maybe a couple snacks and plan for about an hour up. There's a couple bailout points. If it gets too much, don't hurt yourself. But the incline is one of the most iconic and biggest achievements probably that you're gonna do this year.
Rampart Range Road. Now, Rampart Range Road is a long road that runs, as you might think, along Rampart Range. It actually goes all the way from the Colorado Springs area up north, Deckers, up to Sedalia. So kind of right at where the foothills of the mountains start, west of Colorado Springs, and kind of that whole ridge line that runs up west of Castle Rock. Rampart Range Road goes the whole way. But there's a section that I think is really cool if you're here in the Springs. On the back side of Garden of the Gods, so you're in Garden of the Gods Park, kind of right over by Balancing Rock. Just before you get to Balancing Rock, there's a road that cuts off, and it's called Rampart Range Road. You can take that road up above Garden of the Gods, and it eventually takes you all the way up to the kind of the outskirts of Woodland Park. So it's a scenic drive. As you're cruising up there, you're looking down at Garden of the Gods. To the south, you're seeing Pikes Peak, and then out to the east, you're looking across Colorado Springs and out to the plains. So it's a really cool drive. There's a lot of neat stuff to do up there. Like my family, we've went up there and done some like geocaching and stuff like that. Just a beautiful drive on a nice summer day, super scenic, usually not a ton of traffic, honestly, but the road does close sometimes. So it's usually closed in the wintertime. And then if there's anything going on, fire or anything like that, the road will be closed. So definitely kind of take a look. And if the gate's closed at the bottom, then the road's closed up to Woodland Park. But if it's open, take a look. It's actually pretty sweet. Water. Do we have any in Colorado Springs? Not a whole lot, but here's a couple pretty sweet options for you. Monument Lake and Palmer Lake. So Monument Lake is right on the it's right on the edge of Monument City, which is just north of Colorado Springs, up towards the northern side of El Paso County. That lake is pretty cool. You can go out there, you can paddleboard, you can fish. You can't swim in it, but you can, like I said, get the kayaks out, paddleboard, whatever you want to do. Honestly, it's just a nice place to go whenever it's a nice sunny day. You're looking at just pine trees and the foothills of the Rocky Mountains behind you. So that is a really cool location to go to. Parking's limited though, so if you go up there, just know you might have to kind of struggle to find a place to park. You can always kind of park in one of the parks on the edge of town and then walk down to Monument Lake, but just a cool lake to check out. And then if you drive a little bit farther north up to Palmer Lake, there's a lake up there as well. That one's got a playground by it, a little bit of a walking path that goes all the way around it. So those are two bodies of water that we call lakes in Colorado. They're kind of smaller lakes, but if you want some water and sunshine, those are definitely two on the north side of El Paso County that are worth taking a look.
Now, for those of you that live kind of on the north side of town up near the Air Force Academy, there's this prominent peak called Blodgett Peak. Now, there's an open space associated, which they're actually expanding that open space, which we just love to see here in Colorado Springs. Give me more. But Blodgett Peak, now, it's a little bit steeper than it looks. It's 3.4 miles out and back, but it's 2,300 feet. So that means that you're gaining 2,300 feet of elevation in like 1.75 miles. It's definitely steep, so make sure that you have the right shoes, make sure you got some snacks and water, and make sure that you get there early enough because the parking is very, very limited. So I'm hoping that when they do expand that open space, that they also expand the parking. Now, you're definitely going to want to know, where should I watch the fireworks from on 4th of July? And the answer is simple. Pulpit Rock. Pulpit Rock is part of the 575-acre Austin Bluffs open space. But as you're driving up I-25, you have this view on the eastern side of the highway of this big pulpit-looking rock. Go figure. And there's a really, really easy trail. You can actually go in through the neighborhood, park up in the neighborhood, and walk. It's like a mile out and back. It's super short, but it gives you this overview of the entire city. And we go up there every 4th of July to sit and just watch every fireworks show that's happening all across the city. It's super incredible. There's a little bit longer hike too. You can do a 4.2 mile kind of like loop that goes all the way through the open space. It's just really cool because there's trees, there's really unique rock formations. It's super fun. You can bring your dogs, you can bring your kids, you can play all over the rocks. Like, it's just a really, really exceptional place. Pulpit Rock open space. You will see it from the highway. Locked in the brain now.
So after you've moved here and you're ready to do the outdoors like a local, Cottonwood Creek is there for you. This is a kind of expansive community park where there's something for everyone. This is the kind of park where you'll find people on any given day out playing pickup basketball games, pickup volleyball games, flying a kite. My friends and I back in the day, we used to go here and do something called ice blocking. Yes, you heard that right. Ice blocking. It's where you buy a block of ice from somewhere like King Soopers, you put a towel on it, and you ride that thing down the hill. Also, an incredible disc golf course at this park as well. So like I said, something for everyone. And when you're ready to enjoy parks like a local, Cottonwood Creek is your spot. If you take a stroll down the streets of Old Colorado City, it's got this really cool Wild West vibe. You've got these beautiful 19th century buildings lining the streets. But today it's got this modern flair with art galleries and boutique clothing stores and local cozy little bistros. It's an awesome place to go. Couple of different places that my wife and I love to go in the OCC area would be Jake and Telly's restaurant. It's this fantastic second story Greek restaurant downtown. The gyros there are And then if you want a more lively kind of bar scene, Mother Muff's is your spot. Go down there, play some darts, play some pool, have a ton of fun with your friends. And while you're there, in the summertime, you absolutely have to check out the farmers markets. Again, tons of amazing food, local artisans. And you got to make sure to check out Territory Days, where this place really turns back into the Wild West with costume cowboys, live music. It's a great place. Now, like I mentioned, everyone says that Colorado Springs has no identity to it, no real feel to it. Well, I disagree. We're actually dubbed as the Olympic City. So downtown Colorado Springs, just about 5 to 7 minutes west of OCC, which is west of I-25, kind of right up against the mountains. Downtown Colorado Springs is all centered around Tejon Street. And man, it's an awesome place. This is actually my favorite place to do Christmas shopping and birthday shopping for my wife. All of the little local art galleries and boutique clothing stores that are centered around the north side of downtown are fantastic. This is also our favorite haunt for local food here. Kawadi is hands down my favorite space. They have some of the best Korean street food that you're ever going to taste in your life inside of that place. But if the kids just want some pizza, just straight up easy night, Fat Sully's is right down the street. They got you covered. And while you're there, you want to catch a game or a local concert, Widener Field is just on the west side. We could do a whole video. In fact, we have a whole video on downtown Colorado Springs because you can spend an entire day down there.
Your United States Air Force Academy, is it just for military members? Actually, no. Most of the general public can actually access a good portion of the academy for recreation activities. So there's collegiate football games, hockey games are really great on the Air Force Academy. There's what I would consider a PGA level golf course that's on the academy. There's a ton of mountain bike trails, running trails. There's an archery range. Some of the things that I like to go there to do with my family, I got a little 7-year-old, he loves to fish. You can go hit some of the lakes on the backside of the academy, and there's usually not very many people back there at all. So it is a little bit tricky to access. So I'm going to kind of give you a little insider tip here that if you are not an active duty military member or a retired military member, as of the time of this video, it's a little tricky to get on. They kind of changed some security protocols around, so you really have a harder time getting on. But if you know anybody that's in the military, they can definitely take a guest on. And my gut tells me that probably they're going to change those security protocols back a little bit throughout the summer, and especially into next football season, where you will be able to get on to certain parts of the academy. Now, you can't go into the cadet area where they're doing their training and education, but you can certainly get into a lot of it. And they just built a huge new, I shouldn't say huge, but a really nice new hotel, Polaris Point, that's actually right at the north gate of the academy. So you don't have to go through the gate, but you can go check out that hotel. Amazing views up top. Really nice restaurant. There's multiple bars in there. There's a bourbon bar on the top level that's really, really good. And across the street, they're going to be opening up a museum here pretty soon as well. So the Air Force Academy, a lot of people think, oh, can't do it if I'm not in the military, but that's not quite true.
Now, just adjacent to Garden of the Gods, right on the east side is Rock Ledge Ranch. This is a living history museum that has tons of activities all throughout the summer, especially that are both good for kids, we're gonna hit those, and adults. I gotta hit this one first because the best event of the entire summer in all of Colorado Springs is Vittles and Vinos. They bring out every major restaurant and wine place in the area, and they bring it into this thing. You buy a little ticket, you get tons of food samples, tons of wine samples, and bluegrass music for the entire day. It is so much fun. And they stopped doing it for a couple years, but they finally brought it back. Now, for the kids, you've got powwow, you've got sheep shearing festival. Like I said, it's a living history museum. So you can dress up, churn butter, husk corn, do all those things to kind of see what life was like in the 1800s here in Colorado Springs. Now, once you've moved here and you've gotten all settled in, something that you have to take your kids or visiting family to go do is the Ghost Town Museum. I know what you're thinking. It's another museum. But you would be shocked at the reviews. Everybody talks about how fun of a family activity this is for kids as young as 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. Now, the key things that you got to do, you got to bring quarters because there's all these little piano players that go through that play the music. Kids love that kind of stuff. There's also a great gift shop that has actually stuff that's better priced than basically any other gift shop in the entire city. One thing that's really, really cool about this place is they have old buildings from the 1800s that were rescued and brought into there and preserved. So you really get this feel of walking down like the boardwalk or the old city street and getting the feel for what it was like in the 1800s. It is shocking. There's tons of great reviews on Google, so definitely make sure to add yours to it.
Now, Colorado Springs was never known to be an arts and entertainment hotbed by any stretch of the imagination. You always had to go to Denver if you wanted to see a big show, be it comedy, music, whatever it was. But that's not quite the case anymore. There's acts that are in Denver that are now booking here in Colorado Springs, and this first place is the number one reason. It's Ford Amphitheater. A Ford Amphitheater is a new amphitheater here in the north side of Colorado Springs. Now, it's not quite as nice as Red Rocks, don't get me wrong, but there are some amazing views of the Front Range and Pikes Peak. It's an outdoor venue. There's grass seating. There's VIP fire pits. The venue's, it's honestly freaking sweet. There was a lot of controversy about it whenever they first wanted to do it because of noise. It's right in the middle of a kind of a suburban neighborhood, but the venue has been a hit. The company actually that built the venue, they're already starting to plan new venues in Colorado and nationwide because it's been such a hit. And like I said, we're seeing national acts, like stadium tour size acts that are going to Ford Amphitheater. So north side of Colorado Springs, if you want to see a nice show and you want to be outside in the Colorado environment, enjoying the sunshine, looking at Pikes Peak, this is definitely the place to go. Performing arts centers. Now, like I said, Colorado Springs actually has some nice entertainment now, and these two venues are other ones you've got to check out. It's the Pikes Peak Performing Arts Center, which is in downtown Colorado Springs, and a new one, which is kind of associated with the University of Colorado Springs campus, is the Ent Performing Arts Center. Those two places have what I would call medium-sized shows come to them. You're not going to see the actual people from Broadway, but you're going to see some older Broadway-style shows. Like I've seen Oklahoma at the downtown Pikes Peak Performing Arts Center. I've seen some other kind of local productions up at the Ent Performing Arts Center. And honestly, they're pretty nice venues. They are definitely smaller, and the one downtown is a good bit older. Probably could use a little remodel. But if you just want to go out for a nice night of entertainment, you're definitely going to find some nice shows at both of those two venues here in the Springs.
Now, a lot of people think art is really inaccessible, but not here in Colorado Springs on a Friday night. Every first Friday of the month, over 20 local galleries between Old Colorado City and downtown Colorado Springs are going to open their doors for free. It's a really great event to check out fine oil paintings, pottery, jewelry, boutique clothing, all from 5 to 9 p.m. on those first Fridays. What I really like to do is combine this with a fun dinner, so I'll go to OCC and dip into Front Range Barbecue and then head out to check out the local artwork.
So you've got your music covered, but what about the other big acts that are coming to Colorado Springs? Where are you going to go see those? That place is called Broadmoor World Arena. It's on the southwest side of town, and this is really where you're going to get everything else, like big comedy shows like Tom Segura is coming this summer. You're also going to get stuff like your monster trucks. That's a crazy place to have monster trucks, but it works. You also have Cirque du Soleil that does shows in there, Disney on Ice. So when all the amphitheaters outside are closed down because the weather sucks, Broadmoor World Arena still open, still doing shows, and they can fit about 9,000 people. So make sure to check out that calendar because there's some super unique shows to check out at Broadmoor World Arena.
If you love craft beer, Colorado Springs has got you covered. The brewery scene here is hoppin'. You can spend your weekend sampling IPAs, stouts, and some of the best lagers that you can find in the country. There are over 30 breweries here. Colorado loves its craft beer. Some of my favorites are going to be Ivy Wild or Goat Patch Brewery. Both of these are located in old elementary schools here in Colorado Springs, and each one of them is going to have some amazing restaurants attached to those breweries. After you come down off the incline, one of my favorite places to go would be Hell's Kitchen. The pizza is amazing there, and there's nothing that refreshes you after the incline like some delicious pizza. And the last spot that I would check out on a summer night, my wife and I love to go here and have a little patio sit and taste some beers in the flights, is Manitou Springs Brewery. These ones are definitely must-sees in Manitou.
Now, the old Colorado City area of Colorado Springs is an exceptional spot to find some local eateries. This is super important because if you're really on the north side of town, you're going to get, honestly, a lot of chains. But down in the OCC and downtown Colorado Springs area, there's some killer food. Now, we've already mentioned a couple. Sam mentioned Jake and Telly's, and we've already mentioned Mother Muff's. But some of my favorite, in fact, maybe my most favorite restaurant in the entire city is a place called Mousam or Mousam. I'm not Indian. I don't know how to say it. But But the chef there is a 2-time Michelin star chef. In fact, this man catered for the Prime Minister of India. It is a beautiful sit-down Indian restaurant. You cannot beat it. There's also Pizzeria Rustica. It's pizza, it's rustic, it's Pizzeria Rustica. What could go wrong? And then this might come as a surprise to you, but Colorado Springs has what was voted the best Italian in Colorado. It's maybe debatable, but Paravicini's is right there off of Colorado Avenue, and they've got some pretty freaking killer lasagna, not gonna lie. So the old Colorado City area, all up and down Colorado Avenue, which is really where we're focused, there is a lot of really good food. So I told you about old Colorado City, but what about the downtown Colorado Springs area? This is, again, focused up and down Tejon Street. This one was really hard to narrow down because this is where I really go the most. Pretty much anytime that anybody comes in town to visit, I'm taking them to downtown Colorado Springs to get some food. And so I'm just gonna hit you with a couple of my favorites. First off, if I'm trying to get a bougie dinner, I go to 4 by Brother Luck. It is like a place where they're legitimately pairing wines with the food that they're bringing out to you, and they're giving you these incredible descriptions. And I never knew why this wine went with this food until I went there. It was awesome. Sushi Row is another exceptional place. It's kind of a fancier, sit down, very nice atmosphere. They've got a nice outdoor seating area, and they don't have 300 options for sushi. They have a very limited menu, but everything that they make is very, very crafted and very well done. Now, there's one place downtown that I try to plan to go every year on my birthday. But before I tell you that one, another place that I go very, very regularly, especially in a beautiful like spring day, is called Sugas. That's Shugas. Sugas is an indoor-outdoor place that you can eat, and they have soups and sandwiches, and they're so good. They also have really, really yummy mocktails. They kind of have this outdoor pergola seating area. It's like a yurt as well. It is just a really beautiful place. I think it's very underrated. I think a lot of people haven't been there that should go. But my birthday place, the place that I crave all year round, is called the Rabbit Hole. This place is exceptional. You literally walk, it's like you walk in through like a phone booth, and then you walk downstairs, and it's an Alice in Wonderland themed restaurant. They have amazing mac and cheese, and I do not mess around when it comes to mac and cheese. They have really good steak. They got great cocktails, great mocktails, anything that you could want. It is done at a very high quality, and the atmosphere, I think, just elevates it. It just takes it to a new level. Just being in that Alice in Wonderland themed restaurant. Again, the southern part of Colorado Springs in the downtown area in OCC, that is where you're going to find the biggest moneymakers in terms of local eateries.
Now, Seattle gets the fame for coffee, right? That's the mecca of all coffee, but Colorado Springs here is quietly brewing an amazing coffee scene. Some of my favorite coffee shops in the area. This one is just, it's a little spot not a lot of people know about, but it's my favorite spot for like a quiet, kind of contemplative place to get some coffee. And that's going to be Kava Coffee. That's spelled Kawa, Kava Coffee. It's tucked in this weird little breezeway over by the DMV off of Van Buren and Union. You would never see it from the street, but it's just an amazing spot. It kind of gives the feel of the Central Perk or something like that from Friends. Another amazing spot to check out is the Exchange downtown on Tejon. They have a full brunch menu, and it's the only place in town that I can find a great Cubano. If you've never had Cuban coffee, you absolutely have to try this one. And then the spot for the locals is Switchbacks. It's an amazing roastery and coffee shop there in town. Plenty of space to kind of spread out, do some work, but they also, at great prices, make great coffee and really good food.
Now, I know we've talked a lot about the downtown and southwest side of town for good food, but I'm going to give you one more that's up north, kind of in my neck of the woods. This one is in Monument. It's called the Bistro on 2nd, because it's on 2nd Street in Monument. But if you like just really good quality food, kind of that bistro environment, Bistro on 2nd is kind of the go-to for my wife and I if we're going to take some friends out for dinner or just a dinner for ourselves, whatever it is. The food's amazing. It's bistro, so, you know, you're paying a lot of money for little small portions of food, but it's really, really good. And little bonus tip, right next door to it, the same owners have a tapas bar as well. So you can get some tapas, maybe a couple drinks, and then head over for dinner. Definitely want to get a reservation because it's a really small place. It's in an old, kind of like mid-century house right there in Monument. So it fills up really, really fast. But like I said, the food's amazing. Another thing I really love about the Bistro on 2nd is they always have really, really good specials. So, you know, a lot of times there's a steak, sometimes there's a fish special, whatever it is. Definitely check out the specials. But if none of the specials sound good to you, get the elk tenderloin. By far, it's the best thing there. It's my go-to. Elk tenderloin at Bistro on 2nd.
But I do have to give some love to the north side of town. If you go up to downtown Monument, there is this place that I will travel across the globe to get to for this burger. They have this burger called the Colorado Burger, and it's this fat, perfectly cooked burger with a poblano on it, and it's got some cheeses, and it's got all the spiced bacon candy. It's so good. This place is called Black Forest Cafe and Delicatessen. It is so good. They've got a nice little indoor-outdoor seating area. Their sandwiches, incredible. Their soups, incredible. Their burgers, unreal. Honestly, the Colorado Burger, in my opinion, is the best burger in the entire city. So definitely take note of that. And I just learned right before filming this video that they do breakfast sandwiches as well. And that's actually where I'm going to go right now. I got to go get a breakfast sandwich. I'll be back later. Bye.
I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Okay. And the best spot in Colorado Springs for ice cream is hands down, no cap, 100% straight bussin', Josh and John's. Don't at me. It's 100% Josh and John's. They have a myriad of flavors there. There's always a new flavor of the month. My personal favorite every time that I go is it's a toss-up, honestly, because all the ice cream is so good, but it's either going to be the yellow cake or the Purple Mountain Majesty. I don't know what they put in this ice cream. There's some freaking secret that John uses to make it. It is literally the most delicious ice cream that I have ever had. And in store, they also do handmade waffle cones, fresh, right off the press. It is, you just got to go try it.
German food. I love German food. I lived in Germany for a number of years, so I'm a little bit partial and probably a little bit biased towards it. So I think I know good German food when I taste it, and it is at the Edelweiss. Edelweiss is another restaurant in the southwest side of Colorado Springs. It's been there forever. I've been here 20 years, and had been there a long time when I got here. So it is true German food. If you want any kind of schnitzel, they're going to have it. You want a nice, good German beer, they're going to have it. It is, like I said, it is like classic German environment, and all the food is like what I would say is true, authentic German food. So you could do parties there. At the place I used to work before I got into real estate, they had they'd rent out the basement there, so you can do business events there, company events, whatever you want to call it. It's a pretty cool place for a little date night as well, but it's also family friendly too. So if you have some kiddos, don't think that, oh man, it's kind of a little bit too nice for that, I can't take them there. Definitely not the case. You're going to see everybody at Edelweiss, kids, families, individuals, couples, whatever it might be. True, authentic German food right here in Colorado Springs. Margaritas. In my opinion, the best margaritas come from The Loop. The Loop's a Mexican restaurant over in Manitou Springs. It's right at kind of what I would call at the end of Manitou Avenue, almost at the end of it. Traffic circle, Ruxton Avenue, where you'd go up to the incline. Right on that corner is The Loop. Their food's great too. Their molcajete is amazing. Big pot of just meat and everything in it. Delicious. Honestly, everything I've had there is good. Enchiladas, burrito, tacos. My little guy who's 7 years old loves it. My wife loves it. I think she really loves the margaritas, if I'm being honest. But the margaritas are really good. You can get this ginormous fishbowl one that, I don't know, it's like a gallon of margarita probably. Delicious. And I will say that if you just want a good, fun place to, got some people in from out of town, or maybe if you're in from out of town, it's a cool, fun environment too, especially in the summertime. Manitou gets super busy, a lot of tourists in there. So it's kind of a cool environment. It does get busy though, especially on the weekends and during the summertime. But if you want quality Mexican food, and what I think is the best margarita in Colorado Springs, check out The Loop. I feel like it's kind of a little bit of a hidden spot. A lot of people don't know about it because it's tucked over there in Manitou, but definitely one to take a look at.
Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Colorado Springs is not a place that people will travel from across the world just to go shopping. But if you are here, there's a couple places that you need to know about. And if shopping is just a piece of the equation, then we're going to throw in some unique experiences as well so that you can have something that just really creates a core memory for Colorado Springs. So shopping, there's going to be an entire day spent down in Manitou Springs. It's almost inevitable. Your wife is going to want to go down there. Your kids are going to walk around and play at the Penny Arcade. Unique thing to do. Shopping in Manitou Springs, I'm going to be honest, is just it's a unique experience in and of itself, if I'm being totally honest. But the downtown area is just so cute that you can't not just walk up and down the street. But just beware, you're going to walk into 4 stores in a row that sell the exact same touristy thing. There's going to be a shirt that's got a bear with antlers, and it's going to say beer. But there are a couple little unique shops. Now, Manitou Springs kind of has this like little hippie, earthy, crunchy vibe to it. So there's definitely some shops that kind of fit that feel if you're picking up what I'm putting down. But my favorite place in Manitou Springs is easily Sunwater Spa. This is this really cool spa that's got multiple levels. It's outdoors. You sit in these like kind of big barrel looking hot tubs, and they have a killer view of Pikes Peak. It's not that expensive. It's really nice. They've got saunas, they've got massages, they've got spas. It's everything. It's really, really cool. That is my favorite place to go. And then one more place that your kids are definitely going to drag you to, or maybe your inner child is just going to bring you to, is Patsy's Candy Shop. There's fudge, there's homemade candy. It's just a really unique spot right next to the Penny Arcade, and you're for sure going to end up stopping there. This next activity really is one of the most kid-friendly activities in all of Colorado Springs. It's called the Cave of the Winds, and it's more than just spelunking or going through some big open cave system. You can obviously do all these tours there. There's these haunted lantern tours that you can go do that sounds pretty fun. But also, there's like a big ropes course. Who doesn't love a ropes course? And there's even a ride, a swing? I don't know what to call it. That's called the pterodactyl. You basically lay in this thing and it swings you out thousands of feet, and it's super terrifying. It is actually really scary, but it's something that is super fun for the whole family. Everybody that goes there will have a good time. According to one review, do not put Kyle's hair in a bun. I have to have it in a low ponytail because it will catch on the ceiling. And also, it does slightly smell of stalagmites. So if you don't like that smell, probably not the place for you. Maybe the most recognizable man-made building in all of Colorado Springs is the Broadmoor Resort. It's on the southwest side of town, and this is a 5-star, beautiful, unbelievably spectacular resort that has a golf course. It's got a beautiful pool that you can't swim in, lots of beautiful flowers, great restaurants. This is a place that every president, I believe since Roosevelt, has stayed at. It is actually super common that people like Taylor Swift come and just walk the grounds. That's not true. But there are famous people that come here all the time just to go there because it's such a beautiful place. You have these killer views of Pikes Peak, and it's really just a nice place. In my opinion, what we like to do is we like to go in the spring and early summer when the flowers are blooming and just go out onto the patio area and get some really killer food. Now, also during the winter time, if that's your vibe, there are Christmas lights everywhere. It's an absolutely beautiful place, but it is kind of difficult to find parking and get in because there's so many events happening over the winter season. And the Broadmoor Resort is right next to its own golf course, which is a PGA world-class resort. So world-class that they're actually hosting the seniors there this summer. So if that is your cup of tea, you can absolutely get out there and watch it. It is just a really, really beautiful place. You can spend a whole day there just taking it in. This is a classy place. In fact, so classy that every president since Roosevelt or George Washington, your pick, has stayed there.
Now, for unique experiences on the north side of town, this one may not seem that unique. They kind of have them all over the country, but Topgolf in Colorado is something else. There's nothing like sitting out on the patio on a summer night in Colorado Springs, getting to hit some balls and just kind of vibe with the friends. Not only do you have Topgolf up there, but you're in the midst of so much other cool stuff to do up there. You've got iFly, which is indoor skydiving center. You've got the Phil Long Music Hall up there for good food and live events. You've got a trampoline park up there to take the kids to when you need to just get some energy out of them. There's so much stuff to do on that end of town. Topgolf is definitely one you got to check out.
A Ferris wheel inside a sporting goods store. That is Scheels. Now, I know Scheels isn't specifically unique to Colorado Springs, but there's not a lot of them across the country. They're kind of an upper Midwest and now down into Colorado outdoor store. But Scheels it's ridiculous. Like I said, there literally is a Ferris wheel inside the store. You got, I think it's like 25 cents for a token maybe to ride it. I've never actually done it, but my son has, seems to really enjoy it. Anything you want for recreation, athletics, whatever it is, they're going to have it at Scheels. I buy a lot of hunting stuff there. Any type of athletic event, whether if it's, golf, baseball, snowboarding, skiing, anything you can think of, they're going to have the equipment for it at Scheels. It's a huge multi-level store. They've got a really cool animal display there of, cool natural habitat looking stuffed animals. That's pretty cool. They have a huge gun selection as well if you like shooting events, shooting sports. So Scheels it's honestly kind of become the go-to outdoor place for Colorado Springs. We definitely have REI, we have Bass Pro Shops, which is combined with Cabela's now, and some other place, Sportsman's Warehouse. But if you just want to go to a place to make sure you're going to get what you're looking for, you're going to go check out Scheels. And truth be told, it gets a little bit touristy in the summertime. I feel like a lot of people haven't seen it. They hear about there's a Ferris wheel inside. So in the summertime, Shields gets really freaking busy. They have a big aquarium right inside whenever you walk in. Saltwater aquariums, that's pretty cool for the kids to check out too. But just anything you're looking for, athletic, outdoor, recreation, Shields is definitely the place to check out. A water park indoors in Colorado Springs. This is Great Wolf Lodge. I don't know how many there are across the country, but Great Wolf Lodge has been in Colorado Springs for a few years now. And truth be told, for myself and my family, it's kind of turned into a little bit of a staycation place. We'll go rent a room, hit up the water park for a couple nights, couple days. It's actually really freaking cool to have a place like that right in Colorado Springs. So when we have people that come in from out of town thinking about moving to Colorado Springs, we always recommend, hey, stay at Great Wolf Lodge, especially if you have kids. It's going to be a blast for them, kind of relaxing environment for the parents as well. But one thing I do not like about Great Wolf Lodge, if I'm being perfectly honest, is the multiple restaurants in there. The food really not very good. But don't worry, you're right in the middle of kind of the big commercial development on the north side of Colorado Springs. So ton of restaurant options that you can get right close by to you. There is a Dunkin' Donuts inside, so that's kind of nice. But then also, if you maybe get bored of the water park, but you're still staying there for a couple days, Main Event is right next door where they have bowling, laser tag, all kinds of stuff like that. And if you get tired of that, right across the parking lot, go back to Shields.
Now, I know I keep driving this point home so hard, but it's because it's true. Colorado Springs is not lame. And one of the things that you're going to love is that there's something always going on. This city has festivals unlike any other city in the U.S., from hot air balloons to street food tours to whatever it is. We've got some wild stuff. One of my favorites, every Memorial Day, downtown Colorado Springs and OCC participates in Territory Days. They've got everything from cowboy reenactments to street vendors out there, over 300 street vendors, just serving up some of the most delicious food, local artisans. It draws over 140,000 people every year. Another one of my favorites a little bit later on in the summer is the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. The Fan Fest is a festival that kind of revolves around this, and it's really cool to go down there and see some of the stuff they do. They've got something similar to like a Red Bull stunt team that's out there riding motorcycles in the downtown streets. They'll shut off all of Tejon, and you got guys hitting 20-foot jumps right there in the middle of downtown Springs. And then, of course, you've got everything from high-speed motorcycles to F1 cars taking off and seeing who can drive up Pikes Peak the fastest. Another one of my favorites is the Labor Day liftoff. Every Labor Day weekend, you're going to have dozens of balloons coming down, lighting up Memorial Park each night with live music. Again, tons of local food vendors. It's got like a real kind of carnival feel to it. And then every Sunday on that Labor Day, all the balloons are going to launch, and a bunch are going to try to dip down and touch in Memorial Lake before they take off and head down to Albuquerque. Another one of my summer favorites is going to be the Pikes Peak or Bus Rodeo. This is one of the most historic rodeos in the country. It's an incredible event. It's a full-on PBR sanctioned rodeo. So you've got bull riding and the barrel racing and steer wrestling and just all the fun things. That's definitely a can't miss. And then if you like weird events, we've got the coffin races that take place every year in Manitou Springs. Don't ask me what it is, just look up a video and just know that you're never going to be bored here. Now, when people think Colorado Springs, they often don't really think sports, but we do have some incredible sporting events that take place all over the city. Now, this first one, I'm just going to go ahead and get the most controversial one out of the way. That's the Rocky Mountain Vibes. They're a semi-professional baseball team here that ended up taking the place of the Sky Sox. And what makes it so controversial is, one, the name sucks and nobody actually likes the name. Don't let anyone tell you different. And number two, they got rid of the Sky Sox, which used to be the AAA ball club for the Rockies. So you could actually see some of your favorite Rocky players come down. Not anymore, unfortunately. But don't worry, we've still got you covered. Another fantastic event that you got to check out is the Switchbacks Football Club. That's on the south end of downtown at Widener Field. And I think it's one of the most unique venues I've been to, because when you're there at the game, the way the seating is set up, you feel super close to the field and you can kind of be right there in the event. Some other fantastic events you got to check out is the Air Force Academy's football team on a Saturday. There's not another environment like a military academy's football game. It's a blast. And you got to make sure you check out Colorado College's hockey team downtown in the new Ed Robson Arena. Super, super cool arena, super unique place. It's a blast.
I was most excited about moving to Colorado Springs because where I lived before didn't have any of these, and it drove me nuts. From June to October, every Saturday and Sunday, there are farmers markets all over the city. And some wild things that you might find at the farmers market here in Colorado Springs that you wouldn't find in any other cities or states. Number one being Palisade peaches. Let's go. These are grown in Colorado, and as summer goes on, they get bigger and riper and juicier, and they are so good. There is nothing like a good Palisade peach. And you'll get ice creams, and you'll get jams, and you'll get all this stuff, but just a pure peach is so freaking good. I've also gotten yak from there. I've gotten beautiful flowers. There's literally anything that you can think of. Now, the main one, the number one farmers market that you have to go to, or else you'll feel like you didn't really get to experience a Colorado Springs farmers market, is the one down in Bancroft Park, down in the OCC area. It is every Saturday, but make sure you get there early because parking is a biatch. Sorry. But make sure you get there earlier because parking is a pain in the butt and the best stuff goes quick. It is the fastest growing sport in America for a reason, pickleball. And in Colorado Springs, we are no stranger to this wild little sport. In fact, if you pull up your little Google Maps here and you just type in the word pickleball, it is a billion red dots that pop up. There are pickleball courts all over Colorado Springs. Everything from just some of these open parks like we talked about earlier, even to these big indoor courts that have 7, 8, 9, 15 different courts. There are leagues here. There's open play. It is a very well-established sport in Colorado Springs. So if you are into the pickleball scene, this is definitely something that you can go do on any day of the week and find people to play against.
So now you're looking for a little bit of redneck fun. We've got that too, just outside of Colorado Springs. You got to cruise out to the El Paso County Fairgrounds. Now I live up in Black Forest and things are a little bit different up there. It's not quite the urban environment. We go to the fairgrounds all the time. You've got obviously the El Paso County Fair in the summertime, where my child has ridden a sheep, mutton busting, didn't do very well at all, got trampled in the head, but he had a heck of a good time. There's dirt track racing out there. We went to a monster truck show. They have live music events out there. So it's not just the fair in the summertime. There's stuff going on all year long. So if that's your cup of tea, definitely check out the fairgrounds.
And you know what? We made the perfect next video just for you. So go ahead and click it and keep exploring Colorado Springs.